Warning, there might be a lot of screaming in this chapter. Although once I read the translation, I surprisingly calmed myself down. I read the spoilers and I immediately threw an extreme temper tantrum just like hers, because I actually said to myself, are you actually trying to make me, are you actually trying to make me hate One Piece? Are you actually trying to make me drop it? I don't want to drop it. Do you get that? One Piece has been part of me for a very, very long time! But now, I actually feel a bit insulted. This entire arc, I thought it was, at the beginning, I thought it was so very awesome. Then came that third eye, and of course, Katakuri kicking Luffy's ass. No, that was Cracker, I mean. Katakuri still kicked ass, but that was another story. That was Cracker, and then it was that evil eye, and ever since that day, I have hated the whole Cake Island arc, because nothing have gone for the good for the heroes. And now, once again, we are thrown into this situation where I'm actually, honestly, asking myself, are you really going down that road, Oda? Are you really going down that road that every single theorist have had? That one road I desperately do not want to happen. It seems to be happening. Yes, I am ranting about One Piece chapter 873. Technically this chapter wasn't as bad as I thought it was. However, the amount of theories almost confirming right here was the real thing that made me rage. So what happened? Well, first off, the Big Mom pirates gather themselves after all of this fiasco, and we also see the oldest daughter, Compote, finally talking. For some reason she looks even uglier, I don't know why. But they mention how the communication was cut off, and also more the fact that the Sun Pirates have escaped, because somehow Pickums have come back, and for some reason he is not being killed. I'm saying for some reason, because this is technically the guy that invited the Straw Hat Pirates in. I know the fact that they fell right into Big Mom's trap, but the thought is still there. I'm actually surprised they are sparing him. Well, then again, this is a catastrophe, so it won't happen. So they all mentioned that the real reason why Jinbei put on that show was because he was actually hoping on making Big Mom into a fiery rage. As they all prepare to head into squad, Katakuri wants Brûlé to come with him. And here he says one thing that I actually feel is one of the only things that is good in this chapter. There are some things more, but this is one of the first. Katakuri is intention of going after Luffy himself, because he plans on taking his head himself. And he says, I have to kill him before he becomes an existent that will seriously threaten Mama. Do you understand what that means? Even if there are so many theorists that say, Luffy cannot defeat Big Mom right now, which by the way, I greatly raged over, as you know, Katakuri is saying, not yet! Don't you get it? He will become stronger than Big Mom soon. Katakuri is acknowledging that Luffy will become an existence that will threaten Big Mom. That's almost the same thing as when Vice Admiral Dogmar, or whatever he was called, Doberman, yeah, that was his name, Doberman, said that when Luffy unleashed his Haoshokuno in Ace's execution, he said we had to kill him because he would otherwise become a very desperate threat. Technically, that line pissed me off when he said that. Mostly because that only showed the Marines' paranoia. I mean, technically they were right. Luffy will and is now currently becoming an extremely big threat to the world government. Technically he already is, but he can only become more and more of a threat. But here, a Jonko crew member is the one who says, the number one after Big Mom, mind you, is saying that he wants to kill Luffy before he becomes an existence. That gives me a little bit of hope. That gives me hope, saying that Luffy will become that strong. We just don't know yet when. Either way, Then Smoothie begins to run, much to the dismay of many critics, because many critics have very criticized the fact that Smoothie is, well, not exactly playing up the action guy, and I'm actually want to take off my glasses and giving you an huh look. True, Smoothie hasn't fought, but we have seen enough despair this arc, so please do not let me see more! Oh yeah, Big Mom. As Big Mom begins to rage for the wedding cake, she has already killed her son. No, not Monteur. Opera. Mind you, however, we did not even get the name of his devil fruit. I hate when Uda does this. He introduces a devil fruit and then he doesn't even tell us what that is. That is bleach move. That is a bleach move. When you introduce a devil fruit, you are supposed to tell us what the name of that fruit is. Unless you, because then you forget it. And now Opera is dead. Well, a Big Mom will not hurt her children. Yeah, right. Even though the and Straussen, well, he is badly wounded. He is not dead, but he is badly wounded, and the doctor says he will not wake up for a couple of more days. Granted, this is a guy that is probably over 90 years old. The very fact that he survived that fall is the miracle, not the fact that he is the only one out of commission. So, so even before Big Mom begins to throw herself into even more rampage, Pero tells a lie, saying that they have created a spare cake. However, the Straw Hats were the one who took it. Technically, this should actually be, not possible, because even Zeus said himself, she cannot be reasoned with when she is in this form. So, technically, that's one of the other things I'm complaining about. However, Pero does says she is still able to hear to some extent, and given to the fact that he's craving wedding cake this time, and the fact that the Straw Hats, well, pissed her off and much, she listens to that. So she will go after them, but she still threatens Pero by saying, if you're lying, you will pay with your lifespan. As she calls for Zeus and and Prometheus, they sail away, realizing they have a little time, but at the same time not realizing how much time they need to create a cake. However, they're gonna do that. They begins to despair as they don't know why, especially since Straussen is now out of the picture. Moreover, the thing is, it seems that her eating disorder is sometimes not just limited to that food alone, because apparently to Perospero, it needs to be a taste that is beyond this world. It must be as a delicious cake that is filled with Mama's fantasies that she didn't get to eat. Moreover, it's also pretty strange that they begins to talk that we all saw that they massacred innocent islands by to get these ingredients. Oh, and by the way, not that we have seen it yet, but Boa Hancock has not yet attacked innocent islands and destroyed everything else. I dislike the fact that people are comparing this to the Boa Hancock situations. Granted, they are partially right. Why are they partially right? Well, technically because before Boa Hancock broke down and cried and gave Luffy that ultimatum, then she was only seen as a big, vain jerk-ass. However, note, that was shorter than Big Mom. So far, Big Mom hasn't shown a single sign of being good. So even if my worst fears will come true, which likely, very likely, they will be. I'm not done with the chapter yet, but I'll get to that later. Then we'll just say, yep, this is another Boa Hancock story. So yeah, they apparently ravaged innocent land in order to get mythical ingredients. I don't really know what these mythical ingredients are, but Pudding appears riding that flying carpet of hers and saying that she will help with a chocolate chiffon cake because apparently she is the best chocolate chef there is. Which makes me wonder, does that mean that she really was the chocolate minister? Probably. But she is also going to chase after her sister Chiffon, because apparently Chiffon was the master of chiffon cake. As she shows her evil side and the gun, she promises that she will make Chiffon talk. I know for a fact that you have a gun and the fact that you have a third eye, but Chiffon is being protected by Beige. I do not think they will listen to you just because you have one gun. Unless, of course, that third eye has a hidden ability that we do not know yet. As she shows her evil side, she proclaims that she will get them. They have some reserves in the chocolate town of Cocoa Island, and they will gather all the mystical ingredients there in reserve. So she tells Perospero to direct her to Big Mom towards Chocolate Town, where the cake will be, and they will subdue them. Because she proclaims that Sanji made a disgrace of her, and she will get rid of them. And however, there's one thing about that page that makes me both mad and at the same time confused. Mad because once again Luda is throwing that thing in after that fruiting excuse, and we suddenly see her all evil again. However, the theorists can also say there's just something about the way she talks here that also seems, questionable. And what I mean by that, well, let's just say for argument's sake, this could be two different reasons. It could either be just as she says, the evil one, where she will help by making the chocolate cake and make Big Mom kill the Straw Hats in revenge for what Sanji says. Or, if the theorists, which they very likely will have theories about, it may very well be that Pudding is pulling another lie, only this time she's pulling it on her family. She is not intending to have these chocolate ingredients, and maybe she's intending to do something else with this. I mean, now when I say that doesn't make sense, but it's just something of the way she is saying that when she was disgraced by Sanji and when she remembers what beautiful eyes, and the way she says that direct Big Mom again to Chocolate Town. There's just something about that sounds fishy. I don't know why, but it just sounds like that. Don't know why. I honestly do not know why. When I read it loud, I cannot see it, but it seems to me that maybe, just maybe, if this is a nice girl attempt, maybe she is not intending to cook that cake at all, but only perhaps helping Chiffon for something else. We cannot forget that Chiffon is, after all, modeled after Lola, and we still do not have an explanation on why a Pudding had a memory of Lola. That is also one thing that has not been resolved this arc, which makes me so very full of anger. So yeah, elsewhere, the Straw Hats are running away. Nami is of course riding on Jinbei. I mean, they're so close like father and daughter. Oh yeah, and by the way, King Yu is somehow alive. Because, well, he got stitched back together. Okay. Not that the fact that we saw him die just like that door homie, but still. Oh yeah, Nami confirms one thing that I actually wondered was true. And that is, apparently, Nami really did pull one on the Big Mom pirates. When they took her Vivere card, I actually wondered, but I did not say at that time, of course. Could it be that, Nami tiered it? And she did. She kept a spare of the Lola Vivere card. So she technically, well, tricked the Big Mom pirates. And now she can control the homies again. As one of the troops close in on the Straw Hats, suddenly Big Mom appears, and this time she's wielding her Napoleon hat as a sword. We all remember that Napoleon can become a sword. Once again throwing us in these situations, which greatly pisses me off. And that is this. Uda, You already established to us that Luffy is not ready for Big Mom, which by the way pisses me off greatly, because I don't care how legendary a Yonko crew member is. I'm saying what I always trying to say. If he's not ready, when will he get ready? However, we should all note that Katakuri says he will get ready. We just don't know when. And now you are throwing Big Mom at us again! Even though they cannot repel her. Why? Why? I'm seriously asking why? Is the point of all this? I would have preferred if you just had let Big Mom rage over the island. In fact, even Katakuri lampshaded it. If Big Mom keep on raging across this island, the island will be destroyed. And that will be it. Big Mom will destroy the island and everything within it. Effectively killing her. In a way. But that will not happen, because it seems that one theory that greatly pisses me off, mostly because I just don't like it, seems now to be true. And what is that theory? Well, that is the theory that a lot of theorists have the theory that Sanji is not getting his spotlight, which also is greatly pissing me off, but I agree, he is not getting his spotlight. But he is still a chef. A master chef, you know. Probably is even better than Straussen. Well, he is better than Straussen, I definitely see it. We haven't though seen much of his cooking. In fact, we haven't even seen him with his attack cuisine, which also pisses me off. So what am I getting with this? Well, it is that extremely popular, but I hate it theory, that Sanji and Pudding will bake that cake together. And then they will feed it to Big Mom. And then she will calm down. And then Big Mom will become an ally. And then she suddenly will have some redemption. And then this will be just like the Boa Hancock situation where Joy Boy Theorist is laughing against all of us who is saying that Big Mom is evil incarnate. Will I like it if it happens like that? No, I will not. Yes, because I'm a sore loser? No, not only because I am a sore loser, because I don't think that makes sense. The Straw Hat Pirates may be the good guys, but I see no reason. I see no reason at all why Sanji should cook a cake for them. I know the fact that Sanji has his policy of never wanting anyone to die hungry. So technically he should cook a cake for Big Mom. After all, Big Mom is starving and Sanji is sentimental like that. But making Big Mom an ally? You had to be kidding me! After everything we have seen of her, this will not be like the Boa Hancock situation. No, this will be an ass pull! If Big Mom is the one who turns into an ally, just because they baked her a cake. Besides, they destroyed her Mother Caramel photo. She cannot just turn over a new leaf like that, not even if she finds out that Mother Caramel really was a bitch. But they're in the sleeping forest now. No, not the sleeping forest, the forest right now. Which, by the way, is the home of Pound. So will we see Pound again? We can also note the fact that Pudding is going after Chiffon, which is Pound's daughter. Maybe we will have a pattern there. Yes, maybe Pound will get into this picture. He is almost as big as Big Mom, but definitely not as strong. So, what's gonna happen? Is Sanji gonna cook that cake and we're all gonna have happy memories? Or will it be something else? I don't know. I honestly do not know, because this arc is just so full of confusion. But at least the good things I liked about this chapter was Katakuri realizing that Luffy can become a threat, which means he will become a threat. We just don't know when he will be. The fact that Nami has a Vivid card, and the fact that, well, was that it? Yeah, maybe that was it. I forgot what the third was. I was gonna say that Pudding's story, but again, I'll leave that to the theorists, why they think on why Pudding may very well be lying again. So give me your thoughts, except complaining about my whining, if you have any.